Hi, this is Aaron from Galvin Engineering, and I'm just showing you doing a quick video on how to clean out one of our 6-volt nylon solenoids when it is leaking, and that's generally because there's debris up inside the solenoid. So I'm just going to show you how to clean it out. This is the solenoid head, so it's normally screwed into the tap like that. You remove the plug so it can spin around. Just unscrew it out. This is the main diaphragm piece. So we remove that. Now be very careful because there's springs behind there. There's your first spring. You grab hold of that and you put that aside somewhere it cannot be lost. That is the solenoid head piece that's poking out. So you just grip your finger on there and pull that piece out. Now there's another spring that goes in the back side of this that keeps it off the magnet when it's in an unlatched position. But it's magnetized in there, so that little spring stays in there. So put this piece off to the side as well for later use. I'm going to quickly take this off screen so that I can actually fish out that little spring that is just inside of there, and can't do it while it's in the camera. It's too hard to reach in there. But I'll use just the tip of one of my Allen keys, just nice and slim. It gets in there and grips that spring. When you pull it out, being very careful, you'll see that sometimes you can actually grip that spring with this because it's magnetized the spring, so it will grip onto your Allen key. So you take that off, put that aside for safekeeping, for it doesn't get lost. Now what we do is I usually look for corrosion. This one's a newer one, so there's no corrosion or anything. And I looked at the piston previously. Nothing wrong with it, nice and clean. But what I do is I use a can of air duster and we spray it in there. So make sure that's all nice and clean inside there. I also take this diaphragm, make sure there's no splits, but I use the air duster to blow out all these little holes, because if these little holes are plugged at all, what it does is it doesn't allow it to actually repressurize correctly to allow the diaphragm to blow out. So I just blow this out as well, all those little holes. Once that's clean, we now take this piece back, we grab the piston, grab that little tiny spring that originally came in there, we tuck that back in there. Now this is the tricky part. Generally I stick it in this way, so you got to position it into the hole. And I do it this way so that it doesn't magnetize and put that spring sideways. So in and then slide it up. And see how it doesn't go all the way up easily? Like that? That is because the spring's gone sideways. So got to take it back out and remove the spring. So I've pulled out that spring again, put it back in there. This time I'm going to do it really fast just so I can get it. Once again, spring went sideways. So this is the trickiest part of the cleaning this out, is getting that little spring so it stays in there straight. Now, I did it off camera just because it was closer to me. I could see it. See, she's in there now. Do not push that down. Do not push the spring down because you'll latch open the solenoid. That means when you put it back in, water will continually run because it's in an open position. This is a latching solenoid, so power to open it, no power to keep it open. And then when it's finished, the electronic sends a little reverse pulse to releases it off of the bottom of that. Now this piece, then you put on top. Do not push in the center, push on the edges around until that's just pushed back around. If you push in the center, it'll latch it open. Do not do that. Then you just screw back in the valve, back in the body. I would generally blow out that body as much as you can as well. Screw this back in, plug it back on, turn your water back on, and then it should operate as normal. If you have any questions, just give me a ring on 0402-328-274. Cheers.